All right, here we are. All right. Here we go. This is some a little new. um, as some people may know, I'm a Mets fan, and as most people know, the Mets suck, especially this year. They
Yep.
just dropped to 3-7, right?
Yeah.
And
hmm
so Anthony Tacoma, who tweets out for the Mets, I thought this was kind of funny. They're on pace for an 18-42 record, so that would just be atrocious. But anyways, nevertheless, we're here. Um, Hope you guys got some talking points because I got some right off the bat. First off, Cespedes, I don't even mind that he's opting out. You know what I mean? Like, I know everybody was all high on him, but like, I
I
wanted
mean,
him
it gives
benched.
Dom more at bats. Let's
I
get
know.
Dom more at bats.
I wanted him benched and have Dom in the lineup, and I want Cano gone, and I want Andres Jimenez at second base. I want Cano
I,
gone
the thing is, I
Cano's
agree with
been good
that.
the past week.
Yeah, Cano's on fire right now. He's the only guy right now that's actually doing something with the bat.
because but they're gonna egg you on, and then they're gonna rip your heart out. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna,
Exactly.
I think it's interesting you were talking about Twitter. I scroll through Twitter these days, and it's like looking into like the ugliest mirror, like one of those funhouse mirrors, where just everyone rips on the Mets. What was the statistic I saw today? Everyone's pulling out statistics from all over the place that just progressively make things look worse and worse. It's what was it, like one run in the last 20 innings? That's absurd. It's beyond absurd.
They can't score, dude. They got
Sure.
10. So like the game just ended. They had 10 hits and 0 runs. Yeah,
I was just about
how
to
is
say
that
that.
possible? How is that possible?
They keep getting all these hits, but they can't score.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So,
How
anyways,
many did they leave on base?
oh, I don't, a
That's the
lot.
I
big
think it was
thing. They've
8.
been
I
leaving
think the
everyone
final
on
number
base.
was 8.
That's
Well,
like that's like 25 this series alone.
it
I
was
know.
it was 3 in the first inning, you know. But anyways, Cespedes, I'm glad he opted out. He can go do his thing. Cano, I want him benched. And then also, I was talking to one of my friends today from college, and he's a Yankees fan. And he goes, "Oh, here we go with the Mets again." I mean, like, he was breaking my balls, and I'm like, listen, dude, the season's fake. Like 60-game season. Like we have this stupid rule in extra innings where you just like guaranteed to run pretty much when you put the guy in second base. I'm like, guys are opting out, guys are getting sick. I was like, honestly, like I don't really like. Obviously, it would be nice if they win, but if they go like 18-42, like we said, it won't really bother me. And of course, it's the classic like gabagool like Yankees fan. He was like, "Oh, why are you saying that? It's 10 times harder this year. What are you talking about? Guys are getting sick." I'm like, dude, if the Yankees sucked, you would be complaining and complaining. Like, just stop. So that's all I have to say because I can't stand Yankees fans. They're the worst people I've ever met. But if any of you guys,
I know that the whole Mets thing is like, oh, woe is me, and people look at it from the outside perspective and they say the Mets are just rolling it all the time. But I got to be honest, I sincerely would argue that being a Mets fan is one of the top 5, if not 3, worst franchises to root for in baseball. Aside
agree.
from like maybe the Marlins or maybe like a city like Montreal that like literally like lost their team.
Cleveland
Like,
Browns.
well, that's
a
not
brutal
baseball,
one
but-
too. No, I thought you said it's sports. I thought you said it's sports.
Well, then I also think that could potentially work as well.
yeah,
But here's the thing: it's almost worse than a team like the Marlins because we go into every season, and Sports Center posts, obviously they listen to all that stuff, but top 10 lineups. How many years have we had one of the top 10 lineups?
or
How
top
many
10
years-
rotations.
Every year, I'm like, oh, this is our year. It's our year. Things are looking up. And then everyone, their mother gets hurt, and the bullpen falls through, and it never works.
Yeah.
So it's this like fallacy that we this is gonna be the year. It's gonna be the year. I'd rather just like outright suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and that's
How?
their beauty because here, the season's gonna go one or two ways. They're either gonna keep sucking all the way through, whether the season gets canceled or finished, or they're gonna go on this like 15-game win streak, but still like come up like that short. But then like they'll finish like 5 games like above 500. But oh, they had a good year. Like last year they won like 86 games, but they didn't make the playoffs because of the bullpen. So they're either just gonna keep on shitting the bed, or they're gonna get us all like hyped up again, and then they're gonna absolutely rip our hearts out and just
What
stop.
do we do? What do we do about the bullpen? This is the
When do we designate Edwin Diaz for assignment? That's my real question because I know it's coming. It will happen before the end of the season.
the first
I don't
professional
know.
sports team I've rooted for, where we had been ahead in a game, and I've said, "There's no way we win this."
Yeah.
The first professional sports team I rooted for, we're winning, and I'm like, there's no way we win this game. There's no way.
So,
The funny,
Malfa, as of right now, who would you put as the closer? I mean, I think the answer is Lugo. It has to be Lugo.
Yeah, I think it's Lugo. Because Cespedes, I mean not Cespedes. Diaz.
Don't get crazy
There's
now.
just so
Relax.
many.
Don't
There's
get
just
crazy.
so many. There's just so many guys that have been pissing me off. They're all in my head.
I know.
So Diaz, when he's been closing, it seems like it's like starting to like get into his head, and
no,
like
he's absolutely in his head.
yeah, and like the game, I think it was the second game of the year when he gave up the home run to Ozuna. He just turns around and just smiles.
Oh,
He just knows.
yeah. Real quick, Robinson Cano today. That old bastard was smiling after he grounded into that inning-ending double play in the first inning. What is it with these guys who suck and they smile like it's like what
Dom
is it?
Smith did on the home run too.
Do they like accept that they suck and that they just laugh about it now? Like, stop smiling. Like, I hate that.
It
can't
is
stand it.
pretty laughable.
It is
It's-
but, like take some. I'm like, I hate it when I see these.
I love yeah.
smiling.
I gotta the whole bullpen situation though. I mean, my like daily dose comedy is just scrolling through the Mets Instagram comments, and I mean I gotta give it to them. Like everybody said something different. I really don't think there's ever gonna be a way to appease Mets fans until there's some like sense of consistency,
Yeah.
like just to an extent. But on the topic of the Instagram, I'm this close to unfollowing because I can't take it anymore. It's like we're 10 games in, we're 3-7. Pete Alonso's batting like what sub 200.
178 right
And,
now.
J.D. Davis hits a home run, and it's like dinger season. No, it's not dinger season. It's anything but dinger season. Dinger season. I haven't seen dinger season since 2015.
Yeah.
So I don't know what how it's a sugarcoating everything, and I understand it's a professional organization. They have no choice.
You have to like.
When do we get the apology? You know what I mean? I would be happy if the season ended right now and we just got a sorry. We were terrible.
Yeah.
I remember my dad owned like some season ticket plan like a couple of years back when it was just like absolutely horrible, like early 2010s or whatever. And they literally said season ticket people like after customers, whatever you want to call it, they were like, "We're sorry. Like it was a horrible season. Like when are we gonna get that? You know, it's like."
I mean, I think as Mets fans, we're just supposed to expect it by now. We just should expect that we're going to deal with this every single year. And the sorry's just going to be, you know what? Like, you don't need a sorry anymore. You signed up for this. Just deal with it yourselves.
I think that's an excellent point. And I also don't think anything will change. I think the bullpen will always suck. I think we're always going to, like, be trading guys like Kalenic for guys like Cano until we get a new owner. And honestly, obviously everybody wants Steve Cohen, but if it is A-Rod and J-Lo, like if it's anybody else, I'll be happy with literally anybody else. But at the same time, I also might get a little bit disappointed if it's.
When are we gonna fire Brody? I mean, it's got to be time.
They have a bad year. I think he'll be gone after the year.
Yeah, I don't mean to be playing devil's advocate here, but I also think there's this horrible curse over the Mets where Mets have so disciplined over time that they're just obsessed with change. And so we settle for like change we can get,
Yeah.
one way or another.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, we need him to be gone. We need this to be gone. We need this to change. And like, like strategy goes out the window to an extent when like the only thing we're focused on is, what's anything else? What's anything else? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
My
honestly,
big thing is, did you see the news before the game that Brody traded for Billy Hamilton? He gave up a minor league pitcher who last season or during the Arizona Fall League had like a below 1 ERA. Brody just gave him up for Billy Hamilton. Yeah.
that kid was good that he traded.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad.
He was like outside their top 25 prospects. And
But he
like
was
I think they
just
got rid of
outside
him.
of it.
Yeah. They said they got rid of him because he had missed like 2 whole years coming off of Tommy John. Like he had like problems with it.
Oh my god.
And then like he pitched in the fall league and he was good, but like in his career he had like a 4.5 ERA, something like that. I think that's what it
Yeah,
was.
but he was starting to turn the corner after, being hurt for a while. But that's the thing, we can't expect there to be change at some point if we just keep getting rid of our future. I mean, Kalenic, done. Who else? Who else is in that deal?
No, it was just, I think it was just those two mainly. But then like we also traded like Michael Fulmer to the Tigers.
Well,
for Cespedes.
Fulmer
And in all
was
fairness,
worth it.
no, in all fairness, Cespedes was a beast 2015. But now, kind of like looking at it, like obviously, everything can't be perfect, but we could probably use Michael Fulmer in this rotation right now. Yeah, I mean, like we could use any functioning arm, instead of like Rick Porcello, like Slick Rick, or Michael like Waka Waka Waka, like. And I also saw this tweet where it was like somebody was like, I can't wait for the rotation to be like DeGrom, Matt, Stroman, Waka, and Peterson. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, why is Waka in your dream rotation? Like, because he pitched like one good game against the Red Sox. Like, yeah, and then he goes out in the second start and he gives up 5 runs in like 5 minutes. So it's like honestly, I feel bad for Mets fans, and like obviously we are all Mets fans, but I feel bad for us because we become delusional. Like that person was like, I can't wait for this rotation. Like, are you kidding me? Michael Waka's in your dream rotation with I was like David Peterson, who's not bad, but like still, man, like, it's just not like a winning rotation.
What are you guys thoughts on Jimenez?
I like him. I think he's pretty good. I mean, he's a good fielder. He's fast. He's got a good bat. I mean, he's a different dynamic to the lineup.
Yeah. Malfa, what were you gonna say?
I think he's really good. I mean, I forget who was who's supposed to be the better prospect. I forget if it was him or if it was Mauricio.
Mauricio was number 1.
I think so. Like that, they have so many like second base, shortstop prospects that like it's kind of getting to the point now where like where are they even gonna put them?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because like if they get Cohen and they're gonna start big fish hunting.
And like for a Francisco Lindor, maybe.
Yeah, like they can't even go after him because like they have Rosario starting to look really good. You have Mauricio. You have Jimenez.
I wouldn't even mind like you sign Lindor and package like Rosario and JD Davis for like a pitcher or like something like that. You know what I mean? Like that I wouldn't even care because like you need another arm behind DeGrom, like a consistent, solid arm, and like a team that needs a shortstop. Rosario is, I mean, in my opinion, he'd be a really attractive piece in the trade.
I think Rosario is very underrated across the league. Like, I think this guy has the potential to lead the league in hits one season. I mean, he's a very good hitter, and we've seen him develop since the second half. Like, first half of last season, like, up until you see such a huge change that second half. I mean, I think he led the league in hits that second half of the season. I mean, he was a beast.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, I like him a lot. Obviously, I would take Francisco Lindor, without question.
Well, yeah, of course.
But
of course.
Malfa brings up a good point. We always and also we have so many left-handed hitting prospects. Think about it. Brandon Nimmo, Dom Smith, Michael Conforto, Jeff McNeil. Not that those guys are prospects, but they've come up. And then we had Kalanick, we traded him. That guy Pete Crow Armstrong is left-handed. It's like the entire line's gonna be left-handed besides Pete.
Mauricio's left-handed. Let's see. Jimenez, Brett Beatty.
Yeah.
Beatty's a lefty.
That guy Beatty, yeah, the first-round pick. He also looks good, but I feel like we're gonna face a lefty, and like half the line isn't gonna be able to touch him, So like, there's no I don't know. Somebody brought up strategy before, and I agree. I think there's little strategy when maneuvering the lineup or making picks. Like, I don't know what is going on in the offices that make the big decisions, but
yeah, I mean, I always felt like that 2015 year was like a Frankenstein year. You know what I mean? Like the pieces just came together.
It was.
It wasn't really like this. I mean, obviously we went to the playoffs the next year, the wild card game, but it didn't feel like. I mean, this is just me being a Mets fan, but it didn't feel like it was this like well thought out calibrated team.
No, it wasn't. No.
Yeah.
No, it was. Dude, because think about it, we made to the World Series with Wilmer Flores as our shortstop.
Yeah.
Like
Tejada was in there.
And Tejada. Yeah. And I love Wilmer. Every Mets fan will probably die for Wilmer Flores, but he's not like that good of a player. You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. Like, he had like a little bit of pop, like sure, whatever, but like that is like not a because like all like the World Series teams, like it's like all the positions that are up the middle, it's like solid. You know what I mean? It's like you have the shortstop, center fielder. It's like those staples on your team. And we had Wilmer Flores, and we made to the World Series.
Then the Mets aren't strong up the middle right now, too. I mean, you got Rosario. I'd say he's the strongest of that piece. But then, second base is Cano. Nimmo's in center, and I love Nimmo, but
He can't go back in the ball. He cannot
not a
run
center
backward.
fielder.
He can't like he can.
Ballerina hop.
Yeah, he's
exactly.
It's wrong.
And then you got Ramos behind the plate, and Ramos is just an ultimate disaster. I mean, he's
defensively, yeah.
defensively, and the bat hasn't been there this year too.
Yeah, the
I mean,
bat-
I can't wait till he's gone. I'm ready for him to go.
yeah, but who's gonna catch?
Well, I mean, I think if we get Cohen, let's bring in Real Muto.
Oh,
We haven't had a
that's
catcher
true.
like Real Muto since Piazza. So I mean, it would be. I mean,
Catch
Piazza.
like Real
We talked about that the other day. When
Yeah.
was the last time the Mets had a good catch?
It was Mike Piazza.
Laduca. That year with
Laduca.
Laduca.
I will say Paul Duca was solid. I will give him that.
Then
But,
we fell into like who do we have for the longest time?
Rob Barajas,
Barajas,
Josh Stoley,
Henry Blanco,
Foley, Anthony
Foley.
Recker,
Anthony Rucker,
Brian Schneider.
Ryan Schneider, yeah.
and also
Brian
that
Schneider.
asshole Anthony Rucker is now does the post games for SNY,
Yeah,
and I
know.
hate looking at his face because he sucked.
He looks
was
like
terrible.
Clark Kent. He looks like Clark Kent.
Does I hate that guy Anthony Rucker? He's ginormous. He is a huge person. How can you not hit a baseball at the major league level when you're like 6'5" and you're ripped? Like, makes no sense to me.
I did a Mets kids camp thing one time, like on the field. You hit off like you get 3 swings off tee, and like Anthony Recker places it down, and I flamed him. My dad was standing next to me, and he was like, my arm. So I was like, "Hey, you went 0 for 3 last night, Anthony. Like, how about it?" And so,
Yeah, he fucking deserves
yeah,
it.
I mean, he deserved it, right?
Yeah. Oh my god. But
So on the topic, of course, Travis Darnell comes back to.
oh my
My
god, the
God.
Mets
His
killer.
game against the Mets.
Why out? Who
Travis.
else? Who
forgot.
else would blow the game last night?
Add him to the list, the guys that come back and destroy us.
Bite us.
Oh my
That
God.
was,
Also,
I mean,
that-
he's another guy. You let him go, and he starts playing well. Like
That-
right after we let him go.
no, but that's another part of the Mets' misery where it like Ryan just said it. Like you send these guys away, and they like
Yeah, put him under the file with Turner and Nolan Ryan and like all, like all.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's yeah. And then so like it's like opposite parallels. Like we send guys away to become good. We bring guys in and they suck. So I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it's the Barstool Mets podcast, and they're saying, should we apologize to Edwin Diaz instead of like cursing him out? Because like, what if it's just the Mets that messed him up? Like maybe it's not even him. You know what I mean? And I think that's completely fair. Because like we brought in Luis
That's a good
Castillo.
point.
Like Luis Castillo was actually a pretty solid player for the Marlins, and he sucked with us. He's the worst. And then we brought in Michael Kadire, even though he was like 45 years old, but he just won like a batting title with the Rockies. He sucked. Like
Jay Bruce.
oh my
Jay Bruce
God,
was a
Jay Bruce.
35 home run hitter. Comes to the Mets and just
Yeah,
He
strikes
was
out.
collapses.
The only one that completely breaks is sorry, Dickie.
Yeah, that's true. That trade was one of the better ones we've had, and yeah, that's one of the better ones I remember.
I like just noticed that like my name's not even on the thing. Like I'm not signed into my Zoom account.
I know it's your girlfriend's Zoom account. We all know that.
I didn't even notice that.
It's well, what was I gonna say? Talking about trades. R.A. Dickey. Oh, even that Zach Wheeler trade. I thought we should have kept Beltran because Beltran was pretty good with the Cardinals and the Yankees and even the Astros.
and then the Astros. Yeah.
Yeah, and Zach Wheeler didn't really live up to the hype that he was supposed to be.
Funny thing, the other day I was looking around, thinking about former Mets, and I was thinking about Josh Tolley, who was in that trade. And it turns out Josh Tolley's currently on in the Yankees
He's still
summer
playing.
camp team right now. Yeah, he's on their summer camp team right now.
How is a
He's
guy
still
like
hanging
that
around.
still in the league? He's terrible.
Who knows?
He's
Who
like the
knows?
worst hitter I've ever seen. But
He was good defensively. He could play behind the plate.
well, that only carries you so far.
Yeah.
But listen, any final thoughts from you guys? You guys want to, maybe get some off your chest, maybe make some aspirations for, the next couple of years? Because I think this season.
Syndergaard coming back next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let's hope Stroman comes back healthy and
Here's
resigns.
Oh,
something I
Buxton.
saw. I
We
guess he
lost
lagged
Pat.
out.
We lost Pat.
What's it called? I saw like on Twitter. I've seen it a couple times now. People are saying like with Steve Cohen coming in, like if he does get it, and he starts spending, and he gets a couple pitchers, and they have like DeGrom, they keep Stroman, and they have like a decent starting rotation. Do you move Syndergaard to the closing role? Like
Oh
if he
my
doesn't come,
God.
if he doesn't come back to the starting,
Don't
if
even.
he's not,
Why
he's
does
not
that?
fully healthy.
I'm back. Sorry, the Wilpons are paying for my Wi-Fi.
wait. So Pat, Malfoy said something really interesting. Wait. So Malfoy, repeat yourself because I kind of forgot the
No,
first.
I
time.
said, all right. So, like, when Cohen comes in, like, if he comes in, and he starts spending on pitch, and like he starts bringing guys in, like he brings in a couple big name pitchers, or like builds the bullpen a little bit, and we have like a good starting rotation. And then when Syndergaard comes back, and if he's struggling at the beginning, and he's like he was last year, like by the fifth inning he's got 100 pitches.
Yeah.
And like, would they ever think about putting him in the closer role? Like if they had a good enough rotation.
It's interesting.
It's interesting, but it's just like one of those things that Noah. When we think of Noah Syndergaard, we think of Noah, like the starter, the guy who started that 2016 wild card game and held the Giants to no runs until Connor Gillespie in the ninth. Like
Oh
this
my
guy,
God.
this
Connor
guy.
Gillespie.
We all remember Noah like and the potential he's had dealing, and I feel like if we move him to the back of the bullpen, then it just feels like all that hype and that's built up around him just is like didn't pan out the way we thought it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So honestly, Syndergaard going to the pen, if he could figure it out in there, because I know he's shaky at times, in the rotation, but who knows? That's not a bad thought. But Pat, any last thoughts before we shut this thing down?
No, not really. I think that's an interesting point. The whole like the whole Cohen, possibility really opens up like a new domain for the Mets. As far as where to go from there, or what what would happen, that's kind of remains up in the air. I mean, I don't know. Only time will tell on a topic like that. I think for now we should focus on putting the bat to the ball. But
hit the ball when guys are on base.
yeah.
Last thing I'm gonna say: the season's fake. I don't care what any stupid Yankees fans say. Like ridiculous rules, 60 game, not even half a season, and now we're going to like 7-inning doubleheaders like we're in high school. So listen, season's fake. I'm here for the entertainment value. You know what I mean? Like I'll turn on the games every now and then, but I've emotionally removed myself from this team, or else I will end up in a insane asylum. But that's it. Let's pray Steve Cohen comes in. And
Let's get excited for the future. Let's
Yeah.
get excited for the future. Just let's write this off.
Absolutely. So maybe we'll do this again. We'll see how crazy this team makes us. But for now, gentlemen, we'll talk
See
soon.
ya.
All right, good to see you.
It's good seeing you, boys.
Thank you very much.